A lot of men will respect you on semen retention. I know we always hear that. That's one of the side effects of being on semen retention. You get a lot of respect from a lot of people, men predominantly. And I want to go into detail on why you get a lot of respect from a lot of men on semen retention. Of course, you got the people that you intimidate by your presence of your aura. Now that you will make a lot of men feel uncomfortable, no matter their size, height, status, whatever. When you hold your seed, and other men don't, you will intimidate them. They won't be, and when I mean intimidate, I don't mean like they finna bark at you or, oh, back away, please, please, you're just too strong. No, intimidation comes in all types of ways. It comes in belittling you. It comes in flashing their status around you. It comes in, just not inviting you to things. Intimidation comes a lot of ways on how men can be intimidated by you. So only you know how you are being afraid towards other men. You know what I mean? But in this case, I want to talk about the men that will respect you because they are also on the same type of spectrum. And this is how I perceive it as. And of course, I'm only talking from my experience based on when I wasn't on retention versus now. So when I wasn't on retention, I had a lot of men talk to me, but as far as the respect and the enjoyment of men being around me, I did not get that until I started retaining. And let me show you how. This is how I perceive it, right? This is how I think, and this is just from my experiences. Confident men recognize confident men. That's it. Confident men recognize confident men. The levels are just different, and I ain't even talk about outer appearance, because confidence is an inward thing. Confidence is not an outward thing. Usually, a man to man, you can tell when a man isn't confident, and if you can't, I'm gonna explain how. You can tell when a man isn't confident because they have to show it, they have to say it, they have to prove that they're confident. That shows that you're not confident. If you got to prove something, if you got to stress something, if you got to constantly put it in someone's face, it just proves that whatever you're putting in someone's face, you're not that inwardly. You know what I'm saying? So this is how you can tell when a man isn't confident. They have to completely stress how they are. They have to completely stress how good of a job they do. You know what I'm saying? They have to completely talk about, how much money they make, how many girls they get, how many girls they knock down, stuff like that. They gotta flaunt their check around. They gotta say how good of a man they are. You know what I'm saying? They gotta constantly prove who they are as a man. Okay, to me, that's a sign of low confidence. Another low sign of low confidence is they can't maintain eye contact. Okay, that's another confidence reader of a man who doesn't really have high confidence. Now, some men growing up, they're not used to seeing the eye contact thing. Some of them think it's weird. Some of them just don't do it based on the house that they were brought up in. But 9 times out of 10, it's a confident issue, because when a man can't maintain eye contact, can't look you in the face while they're speaking to you, it's a confident issue. It's a self-esteem issue. It's something that they're dealing with within, like a guilt thing, like a shame thing, like whatever. Something they're dealing with inwardly, that when you look at them, when they talk and they look away, it's because they think that you're seeing that something that they're hiding. You know what I'm saying? That hidden, like I said previously, that hidden sin, that hidden situation, that hidden issue. You know what I'm saying? And that's another way you can tell that a man isn't as confident. And another thing you could tell from just from the demeanor of a man, you could tell if a man is confident or not. You could just tell, you know what I'm saying? If you really read in confidence, because men read, we may not do this consciously, but subconsciously, men read other men's confidence in some of the ways of which I just explained. Some men read other men's confidence by their body language. Some of them read it by what they do. Some of them read it by their eye contact. We test other men's confidence subconsciously as men. Just how women test men subconsciously, we test men subconsciously. We also test each other subconsciously. So bring it back down to semen retention. When you're on semen retention, you get a lot of respect from men because they also can sense the confidence in yourself. Because when you're on retention, you're a lot more confident. Okay. Back before retaining, I was confident. I was definitely confident. Don't get it twisted. But I could not unlock. It was always some type of limit or blockage that was not letting me become more confident in who I was, and that was simply because I was hiding a sin. And we all know, like I said in the previous retention video, y'all check it out. I said that it's hard to maintain confidence. It's hard to look at someone in the eye. It's hard to maintain eye contact. It's hard to do all these things when you are hiding something, when you feel guilty for something, when you are not feeling yourself all the way. Like, it's hard to remain confident. It's hard to stay confident when you have that in your mind, when it's constantly in your mind, when it's constantly replaying every time you meet another man that you feel is confident. You kind of belittle yourself, and that causes you to look away because you don't want them to see that part. You don't want them to see that hidden side that you feel embarrassed about or that you feel guilty about. See, on retention, your confidence just goes higher because what you were hiding, which is the sexual sin that you were hiding, which is the problems that sexual sin caused. Once you're on retention, those aren't there anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're retaining. So we all know retaining builds discipline, and it completely clears your mind. So when you are retaining, you no longer feel that guilt, that shame is no longer there anymore. So now the stuff that was holding you back to feel as confident as you want is no longer there. Like, the stuff ain't there anymore. Like the stuff that was making you feel terrible inside, the stuff that you was hiding, the stuff that was making you feel belittled when you come across another confident man is no longer there anymore. So now your head is up high, you looking people square in the eyes, you greeting them with a hard handshake, with a firm grip, and you just talking to them with your head high. You just talking to them from a very confident person. You're talking to them from a very confident standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is on high, everything is up now. So when you greet somebody, you greet them wholeheartedly. You greet them with nothing hiding. You greet them with no type of guilt, no type of shame, because semen retention makes you a confident man. Semen retention makes you a well-spoken man because you have nothing blocking it. So everything that you say, everything that you do is just full throttle when you speak to somebody, when you speak to another man. So that's like game recognized game. So at a man's conference, I'm at a man's conference right now in Texas. As a Man Thinkers, it's a TD Jakes conference, and it's just a whole bunch of men. And what I'm doing is it's subconsciously testing men's confidence. Like I said, it's subconscious, yes, but now I'm just showing you that it is subconscious. But I came to the conscious and started to get out of the matrix, basically. And I'm seeing how when I'm more open to speak to people eye to eye. Like, this confidence that I have on retention is so intense that I can go up to anybody, firm grip them, look them in the eye the whole time I'm talking to them, and don't feel weird about it. Don't feel stressed out about it. Don't feel I don't feel weird or uncomfortable. I don't feel belittled when I speak to somebody. And a lot of men that I was talking to, some of them, when I came up there and came up to them with this intense confidence that I have, I was testing it out. When I came up there, a lot of men was looking away. Some men couldn't maintain eye contact during a conversation, and some other men was kind of timid when I came to them. And then of course it was other men that was so confident in who they was. We had a mutual everything. Like, I'm talking to them eye to eye. No one is losing eye contact. We just speaking to each other eye to eye. We loving each other conversations. We're not looking away. The body language, we're both in tune with each other, and it just felt so genuine. Okay, before retention I was doing that, but it was fake, y'all. When I was doing that, it was fake, because I was faking. Like, I knew I was struggling with sexual sin inside, but I was putting on a front, you know what I'm saying? And I was putting on a good front when I was talking to people, when I was talking to men and stuff like that. You know, I was maintaining conversations and stuff like that. I was looking at them eye to eye. But the thing is, when I was looking at them eye to eye, I felt my body just trying to push me away, because I felt like I was being exposed. I felt like the shame is coming about. I felt the guilt. I felt like they could see the guilt. But the whole time I'm looking at them eye to eye. But I can't focus on the conversation because I'm too busy thinking that this eye contact is starting to get weird now, starting to get uncomfortable now. See, that's the difference. When you're on retention, I'm still maintaining eye contact, but the difference is I have no blockage. So I'm there with you 100%. I'm not thinking these weird thoughts of why am I staring? Why is he looking at me too long? This is kind of gayish in a sense. That's what we used to call it. This is kind of gayish, but it's not. It's because I had that blockage. I had that sexual sin. I had that guilt trip that I kept experiencing all the time. And that's why I go back to saying confident men recognize confident men. Game recognize game. And this is basically a confidence tester. When you see men, like, this is how you can tell. When you start greeting them, greet them with your eyes in their eyes. Start looking in their eyes, bro. Look at their soul, because they say the eyes are the window to the soul, and I believe that 100%. When you stare in people's eyes, when you lock eyes with them, when you look them straight in the eye, it's like you can see their whole future. I mean, not the future. You can see their whole past, you know, in their eyes. You can see where they stand as a man in their eyes. You can confidently look them in the eyes. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my perception on why men respect you more on retention, because they can read that energy you have. They see, because like this ain't just women, because women have strong intuition, but so do humans. Okay, humans in general. Women they're just more in tune, but men, all of us in general, we can just sense when another person has low self-esteem, or when they're very high in vibrations. We can sense it. Like, once you have no shame, when you're not operating your life out of shame and disappointment and doubt and guilt and hidden things, you walk with a different type of vibration. You walk with a different type of vibe, y'all. And men pick this up. Confident men pick this up. And also, unconfident men, low self-esteem men pick this up too. But the difference is, the confident man will read you and recognize you're one of them. A low confidence man, the one that's still struggling with sexual sin, privately, they can sense the high energy too. They can sense the confidence too. They just belittle. They just feel belittled. That's why they are intimidated by you. That's why they don't want nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? And they, like I said, they may look bigger than you, stronger than you, but they use that to belittle you. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a sign of intimidation that you have on them. But a confident man, no matter his size, height, whatever, he will recognize that you are basically confident with yourself. You're not afraid to speak up for yourself. You're very content with who you are. And they see that, and then they greet you with the same hand grip. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can have a conversation. Y'all can get to know each other. Y'all both have that mindset of, this is who I am. This is who I am. Accept it. Accept it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not changing for you. I'm not changing for you either. And that's where the authenticity comes in. You can't really get that when you're not on retention. I'm sorry, y'all. You can't really get that when you're not on retention. Not even when you're not on retention. When you're not controlled by your lust. That's the difference. People that will feel intimidated by you, most likely they are controlled by their lust. Now you ain't, and I'm talking about when you just meet them, when you just see them, when they just pop up in a room and they already intimidated, already showing like intimidated signs or they just don't want no parts of you, most likely, when you're on retention, it's because they sense that you are not controlled by your lust, okay? They sense that you're a driven man. They sense that you're on a mission, okay? Like I said in previous videos, and everyone says this, you can sense when a person is not driven by what everybody else is driven by. This is a sexually driven world. So when you meet somebody that is not sexually driven, not lust driven, you can sense it. You can tell by the way they walk, by the way they talk, their demeanor, their eye contact. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you can tell. You can just tell. Okay? So men that is not controlled by their sexual lust, not controlled by women, not controlled by habits, old habits, addictive habits, when they're not controlled by it, overcame it, they didn't get rid of it, but they overcame it. When they not controlled by that stuff, they can recognize another man that's on that same type of trajectory, and they feel like that is the man that I can relate to, because he's bold. He is something about him. He's not rambunctious. He's not speaking as if he's confident. He's not, blurting out saying, I'm confident. Look at the jewelry. Look at the clothes. Look at the girls I'm hitting. He ain't doing none of that. He's just silent. He's just intensely confident. You know what I'm saying? Even if he's just not saying anything, you know what I'm saying? And that's what make men respect you on retention, okay? So I just needed to get on here and say that. So if you are feeling that men are more, men want to be around you more, no matter what status they are in, no matter what position they're in, they want to be around you more, it's because you're walking with no guilt. You're not operating out of lust. You're not making decisions out of lust. You're not doing career choices out of lust. You're not pursuing a passion out of lust. You know what I'm saying? And confident men, intensely confident men, not just confident men, because you could be confident on alpha retention. You can, but there's always going to be a limit, y'all. Trust me. If you want to experience like a higher vibration, a higher sense of confidence, get on retention, bro. That confidence you feel, let's say you don't believe in retention at all, right? You don't believe in retention, right? But you're saying you're the best, you're the most confident thing ever, okay? I would challenge that and say you're not as confident. Trust me, bro, until you get on retention. So that confidence you feel right now, wait till you get on retention. Wait till you stop living by your lust. Wait till you start refraining from women and start focusing on what you need to focus on. You will feel, your confidence will feel godlike. Trust me, you will feel like Jesus in the flesh. Jesus' confidence was insanely high, okay? Spiritually, everything about you just heightens up. I say that, okay? So I'm saying that to say that get on retention, you will get a lot of intimidation from a lot of men, but you will also get a lot of respect from a lot of men, okay? And you will know, trust me, you will know. Don't take my word from it. Take a lot of people that you know that's on retention, ask them the same thing, bro. We all been there. We all been there when we met somebody or came across a man that made us feel inadequate, that made us feel less, that made us, reflect on our insecurities. We all been there. We all met a man or came across a man or was surrounded by a man or men that made us feel less of ourselves. They didn't do nothing wrong. They didn't say anything to us. We can just feel based on how confident they are that made us feel inadequate. So every time they come talk to us, we can't look them eye to eye. We gotta try to walk away. We gotta belittle ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stay away from them. And they did nothing wrong. Some of us will hate them. Some of us will feel envy about them. But the whole time is they just confident in who they are. There's no limit. There's no blockage. There's no guilt that's stopping them. You know what I'm saying? We all been there, okay? So I can speak on this because I've been there. Like, it's a couple men in my life that back then I wouldn't want any parts of, because their confidence was just too intense, and that made me think of less of myself, even if I was a very confident person. Every time I got around them, my confidence just went low, okay? But the thing is, those same men, when I got on retention, those same men, I do not feel that anymore. We can talk, we can laugh, we can have genuine, not forced conversations. We can have genuine conversations and not feel awkward about it. Not feel I have to try to figure out things to say. without trying. And I'm also not like bringing up what my occupation is to make them seem like I'm manlier with them, you know what I'm saying? Try to seem like I'm on their level. I don't have to do that, because when you're on retention, the blockage ain't there. You're confident in what you do, who you are, what you stand for, and you just more confident in everything. So the same men that I was kind of backing down from, I'm talking to them now. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at them eye to eye with this fierce, intense confidence, bro. I'm looking at them eye to eye. We can sit here and talk about life, you know what I'm saying? And they respect it now. They see me now. They grip my hand. They don't see me as the young boy no more. They don't see me as the son anymore. No, they talking to me as if I'm on the same level as them. And spiritually and mentally, I am. So hopefully this resonate with a lot of men, bro. So bottom line is, when you're on retention, bro, you will feel the same thing I'm feeling, bro. A lot of men will respect you. Intensely confident men will respect you. The people, the men that's driven by lust will not respect you. They will hide from you. They will be intimidated by you. They won't want no parts of you, okay? But you won't experience this until you're on retention, okay? So yeah, and like I said, even if you're not a retention, you think you're at your highest level of confidence, that you making all this money, you know, and all this stuff, you got a good status, but get on retention, you will feel even higher. And then come to think of it, status and how much money you make and how many girls you got, how much jewelry you have, how many connections you got, that don't mean anything. Because I was in my sexual life, and when I was constantly releasing, when I wasn't on retention, I had everything. Like, I got the girls, bro. You know, I had status, you know, stuff like that. But it's still, when I came across certain men, that made all of that just disappear, and that made me act like I ain't have nothing to back me up. You know, no status. I had nothing. It felt like I had nothing. Okay, so I'm saying that to say, even when you're not a retention, you're gonna feel like you're the man until you come across men that are the men. So you see the difference? On semen retention, on not on retention, you feel like you're the man, but on retention, you are the man. Okay, so when you're not on retention, you come across men who are men, and they make you feel like you're just similar to them. Okay, but you're not them. When you get on retention, you are them. So yeah, man, that's all I need to say, man. Everybody stay safe. I had to get this video out because I'm at the conference, and men can just tell when other men are low confident in themselves or they're very confident. And confidence isn't, and let me break this down and I'm gonna leave. Confidence isn't like I said before, confidence isn't outwardly. Confidence is just a strong desire of not caring what a person thinks. This is who I am, this is what I do, this is the type of man I am, and I'm not changing for anybody. That's what confidence is. And other confident men can read that, can see that, and then they be like, I rock with him. He ain't changing for nothing. He stands his ground. He's not afraid to speak up for himself. He's not afraid to say no. He doesn't look away when I speak to him. You know what I'm saying? Because men look at body language too. So that's all I need to say, man. Semen retention game, we up.